Hey everyone, this is our project called Banking the Unbanked. It's not specifically about the basically about banking, but more of to avail digital transaction system to people who don't have smartphone or those who are homeless. Okay, so the simple idea behind this is we have a CCN server, which is central cache-in server, and there's one middleware called Cryptin. Cryptin becomes the interface. It has multiple segregations where all these data is being captured, and we are using biosignatures such as biometric and facial recognition system. In biometric fingerprint scan, it captures the fingerprint of the person and facial recognition data and uses it to hash the data and create a key value pair, which is kind of a banking account which sits inside the Cryptin. And each time a person wants to withdraw or purchase or do any kind of digital transaction, this entire setup goes. Okay, so let's quickly jump into the quick trial of how it works. So as you can see, I have 3 ports running at the moment. One is 5000, which is for my CCN server, and then one is 5001, which is again a blockchain node to make it decentralized, and these two are CCN servers. And this is the middleware which is running on the port 6000. Okay, so for example, let's take this example. So we have a homeless person who wants to make a grocery purchase. Okay, so they walk into the grocery, they give their biometric and facial recognition scan, they get it scanned. The data is sent to the Cryptin server, which verifies using 2-factor authentication, and then sends a request to CCN server to make the purchase. Now there's no other interface other than Cryptin to CCN server. There's nothing else which pings CCN server. Okay, so the only way to talk to CCN server is through Cryptin. Okay, cool. So now, yeah, so here as you can see, we have just some common data points, and instead of using the actual data, we have just, to simplify it for us as well, we have used simple strings. Just imagine this is the facial data captured in TensorFlow. This is thumb impression left and thumb impression right. Okay, so I'll just try to register a user. So as you can see, we got our user registered, and now for example I want to register one more user. So yeah, user registration works like this, and if I try to register it again, I'll very likely get facial recognition already exists. Okay, so that is about the registration. So coming back to our diagram, now these two users are registered with my Cryptin server, and as you can see, we have a when the user goes to shop, this entire process follows. So let's go to the shop, and before that I just want to show you the central wallet, which is like this central wallet is the wallet which is going to be accessed by Cryptin and which stays in the CCN server, but yeah, we can access it. Okay, so let's see our central wallet address. So yeah, as you can see, what it does is it makes a request to Cryptin, which in turn goes and hits the CCN server, and then it gets the central wallet address from the CCN server, and then it shows me this value. So if I do it again, just carefully look at it. So yeah, it makes a request. Let me do it here. So first it makes a get request to this, and then it reaches here, and then finally it gives me the data. So this is the address of my central wallet, which is used as a common interface for all the users. Okay, so now we have reached this point. Now we need to initiate transaction. So before that, we need to load our wallet. So I'll just quickly load it using admin rights. Register user, add wallet coins. Yeah, so I'll add a random 22. Let's make it a better number, which is 20, and I'm adding it to Spidey. And yeah. So this addition is with respect to CCN server. Okay, so we'll just add this in the CCN server, and it says success. So thankfully it's working. And now since we need to make a transaction through our central wallet, so we just make sure that we add some balance there itself. Okay, so we will just add a balance. Now this request which I'm going to make on the CCN server. Okay, so connect node, add wallet coins. So here I'll add my public wallet address and try to make a request. Yeah, so finally I've loaded my wallet. Now just imagine that the store, that they have a specific wallet address, right? So we need to hit that address. So for that, first we need to make a wallet, so that just to depict that it's a store wallet address. And for that, I think I have to create wallet, connect add a wallet, yeah, using this command. So we got a new wallet, and now we will use this wallet to initiate the transaction. So as I said, transaction is a 2-step process. So here we have this JSON and face data, thumb left, thumb right, and then the amount. So initially this receiver doesn't matter. This is for the second step, because in the second step we have to specify. Here we are just generating and checking if all the balance is valid. So since you remember I added 20, if I put it 24 here, it is very likely going to reject it. Insufficient PAN balance. And then here if I just again go back and send to, so payment session created, and this is the timestamp, so that we have to make sure that we make the payment within 15 minutes. So yeah, I guess so moving here, I'll make the payment, and first I will, now here I need to put the, oops, sorry, I'll put my timestamp here, and here I need to put that specific wallet address which we created. So add wallet, yeah, this address. So this is second, yeah, this is the final step of the transaction. So as you can see here, we have reached two-factor authentication. We are just authenticating Cryptin to make the transaction, and now this is the second time. So we will be making our request and finally making the transaction. And we got an error. Let's see what it says. I think it's a key error. Okay, I think I realized what was the error. So basically here what's happening is, this is an external transaction. External in the sense, it's not between two wallets, two data points which exist within Cryptin. It is something which exists, which goes from Cryptin and hits CCN and then makes a transaction. So for that we have to use payment type as external. So hopefully with this, I think we will be able to make the transaction. So I'll scroll it down. Okay, let it be like this. And I'll just put it little, yeah, I think we got the response and transaction success. Okay, now this is I hope you got the idea how it's working. So I think this, I went to two-factor authentication, I made it as an external call, and then I sent to the grocery store. So you see there's no physical device from the homeless person involved. It's all transaction from a CCN server and then Cryptin. Now coming to the chains, replace. So basically these are all the methods which we can use to get the different data points. So here I put get chain and wallet chain. So very likely I'm going to get the transactions and all. So as you can see here, amount 3.0 has been transferred, and this is my chain. And for example, and now just imagine this node is not having, since this node is yet not active, so this node needs to have all the data. So if I just check this node, I'll just put it 5001 and get chain, the data won't be updated here. As you can see, it's still empty. So to connect these nodes, we have this command called connect nodes. Here I need to add 5001, and like the chain name is this, nodes which I want to connect to this, and if I hit enter, okay, all nodes are now connected. The blockchain contains these two nodes, basically this nodes, and because it's it's not 5001 is a self node, so it's not showing it here. So but so if I get the chain, you see I'll get it again, I'll get the same chain again. The reason for that is there's one more command which is replace chain, which looks for the biggest node and then performs the integration. So if I hit enter, and now you see it has been replaced, and now the new chain you see has the entire thing. So in this way it gets decentralized over different networks, over different nodes of a CCN network, and this is how it works. So yeah, this is all overview of our architecture which works, and the major goal is to have help all the people who are not able to have a smartphone, or who don't have proper facilities, to empower them with the digital transaction facility. And as you can see here, because we have the data of these people in our CCN server, so these NGOs, middle class and upper class, can actually look into our CCN server and help these people in some form of donation. And instead of reaching through a group, generally we see people reach through group, this helps us reach them individually as well, which I feel is a kind of better reach. So yeah, so that is the overall idea of our project.